In this video, we are going to go over how to create a project from start to finish, where the finish line is actually sending it to the client. So you want to start by just clicking the new project button. Simply follow the prompts, type in the address, select it in the list, make sure to select it in the list so that our system can automatically pull that Google Maps data. The project name is already filled in for us, and then select your client. Click Create Project. It's best to just start on the deliverables page and upload content from the start. So things can upload in the background as you maybe adjust some other settings. In this project, we're going to add photos and a video. You do have the option to add all that into one gallery, but I'm going to put the photos in the gallery and then add a video section for the video. If you were to add a virtual tour, that's going to be using the external media section. So let's start with photos. Actually, let's start with video, because video often takes the longest to upload. So I like to start with the things that take the longest to upload so they have time to process. I'm just going to drag my video file in. We can just click through all these settings and come back to this if we feel the need later. So you can see it's uploading fairly quickly. Now I'm going to just create a new section for the photo gallery. I'm going to do the same thing. Just drag them in. Now pay attention to the order. Sometimes it's good to just click that sort button, make sure it's sorted by the file name. I suggest you rearrange them in the way you want in a program like Lightroom or Adobe Bridge first, and then bring them in so you can just sort by file name. That's the quickest way. You do have the option to select and then rearrange if you like, but you know that takes more time. So we've got our video and gallery uploaded. Let's go ahead and turn on the header and add a background image. I like this front aerial. Lastly, we can go ahead and preview our work. We've got the deliverables page here with the video. You can see the link, embed code, download, and then photo section, okay? I do want to add an invoice to this project, so we're going to use the project payment tab to do that. You can either create a new invoice, and so quick note on this, I have QuickBooks connected. So I can create an invoice that's an actual QuickBooks invoice. If you don't have anything connected or you want to use a different system, such as like PayPal, you can then use this manual option. So you can add a PDF, the amount, and add a link to pay. Your client can then mark it as paid, or you can mark it as paid to kind of unlock that paid or just show that the project is paid. In this case, let's say we're going to create a new invoice. I'm just going to type in, let's see, photography. We have two categories of photography. Put in an amount and then click create invoice. I'm not going to do that in this case because I already have an example. So when you're searching for invoices, you can kind of search by the invoice number, client name, so on. So I have an example client with an example invoice that's already been created. Make sure to always check your project delivery settings. This is where you can require payment before your client can download, or you can require your terms before they download. These are great settings to set as default in your account settings, but you also have the option to customize them for each project before you send it out. In this case, we have standard real estate licensing. I have a couple other options for terms to our clients. You can then also have custom terms for this individual projects, but these are the templates. So I like the standard template there. Double check your photo and video resolutions. The star is the one that is going to be the default download. So when the client downloads in the header or they click download in the gallery section, the default will be first. Okay, so let's click publish changes. It's always a good habit to save your work. And then we can always just preview it. We now have the Pay Now button, and the rest is looking the same. Now I'm going to go ahead and create a property website for this project. And knowing I'm going to do that, I'm going to go ahead and add the property website section to the deliverables page. So I just click new section, click on property website. I'm going to close it down and drag it to the top. Now, when I click preview, scroll down, you can now see the property website section has been added, and this is where the client would copy and view that link. They also have the option to select the unbranded version. Now let's again publish changes. Let's jump to the property website and build that out. When you click the new section, we now have the option to select existing media. So this is going to pull in those gallery and video sections that we've already created and uploaded. So it's really fast and easy. You just select those existing sections. Don't need to do anything else. For the property website, we do have additional options such as like the property info and contact form. I am going to add both. And then lastly, I'm going to add the Google Maps section. Now you need to arrange them in the order you want. Often it looks good to put the property info first, and then whatever else order you like. This is all fine for me. I'm going to turn on the header. I'm going to make the header action button, so this button will jump down to any section. I kind of like it just to jump down to the first section. And then make sure to choose that background image like on the deliverables page. Let's publish and preview. So now we've got the header, that header action, click it, it jumps down. Here's the property info section, which we'll add that info in a second. We've got the video and then photo gallery, contact form, and the map. At the bottom of every property website is going to be your branding and a link to your website. Which is really great for you, so you get credit for your work. And then, let's see, let's add the property info. So in the property info section, I've got some of the verbiage here. Now this is something you don't need to add. Obviously the property website is fully functional without it. So you can either get this from your client beforehand, or you can just have them send it to you, and then you just add it whenever they send it. I'm going to add the details, and then I'm going to add a quick fact for the lot size. This is a 40-acre lot. One thing to note in the property info section is we have the option to add documents. This is a good place for floor plans or other documents that your agent might want added to the property website. Speaking of floor plans, we do have a section specifically for them. So it's a better viewer for the floor plans, where the document section is just going to have a link to the document. All right, publish and preview. Now we've got our property info section with all the verbiage and facts. So that is really done. We do have the option to build the media player as well. This one's the easiest of them all. We've got the existing sections. Let's go ahead and photo gallery, video, and let's add the map. Why not? You know, that took 2 seconds, and now we have all those things in nice tabs at the bottom. For those that aren't familiar, the media player is kind of like the web property website, where it's a way for you to equip your client to share this project, to market this property online. But the unique part of the media player is that it's meant to be embedded on another page. So this would be great on your client's personal website. In this case, it's just a real estate listing where the property website probably makes sense. And I'm just going to deliver the property website. If we are delivering the media player, we would add that section, the media player section, to the deliverables page. I can show you what that looks like. So they can just get that direct link and embed code. Now this is shown up black because I haven't published changes. And once I've clicked publish changes, it'll add the content correctly. But I'm going to remove the media player. So we are really done. There are more settings. You can password protect this page. There's some additional options to customize your URL. So you'll see here, I actually have a custom URL added. The default URL for all projects will be show.tours. If you've added your own domain name and set it as the default, it's going to pull up here automatically. We have the option to just make things, whatever link you want. Now this domain name link is only going to be affecting the property website. The deliverables link is always a string of random characters. That's because this is meant to be a secure link that can't be found online, and it's just meant to be shared between you and your client. This project is done. Maybe we do one last check. over to make sure everything looks good. And now we're ready to send the project. So you can use the send project tool. Before we jump into that, you do have the option to just always send the URL directly. So you have access to it, just copy it. You can email, text it, whatever. So just if you're ever in a pinch or you want a different way to send it, that direct URL will always go to the deliverables page for your client to access everything they need. But of course, the fastest way to send it out is just use our tool built in. Now this tool, if everything's looking good, you just click send and you're done. You do have the option to schedule it in the future, and you have a couple different email options. When you can copy yourself and you can change the from address. I highly suggest keeping the viewproject.online address. This is going to help you avoid spam filters. This is a verified, secure address to send from. So we highly suggest just leaving it like that. This email template is going to be just copied over from the default in your account settings. That's under the branding tab that you can change this verbiage. But as you can see, it sends it creates a nice preview of the header, and then you've got the view project button. So this is exactly what your client would see when the email gets into their inbox. Now, we do have a really cool option if you want to send directly from your inbox. So let's say you use Gmail, you just want to send it from Gmail. On desktop, you can sit here and just don't have anything selected. You just type Control-C or Command-C on a Mac, and then go into that Gmail and type Control-V. So just paste it in. It's going to copy this whole thing right here. It's going to look exactly like this. So that's a really cool professional way to send directly from your own email system if you wanted to do that. That takes an extra step. So it's usually quicker to just click the send button and you're done. And that is really it. This project is done. That just took a few minutes. When your project does get sent, let's see, go back here. Make sure to notice on your dashboard, you do have the status so you can see if that project was downloaded or paid and so on. So that's really useful. And that's it. Hope you found that useful, and I look forward to seeing what you build next.